Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome, and happy Valentine's Day to all the ladies and gents out there. Today's love stream, Forex trading live Friday, London session. Hope you're all doing well, guys. Welcome. Let's get this show on the road. And hands up, show of hands. Anyone currently in some gold buys? Here we are. Guys, good morning. Good afternoon. As always, very good evening wherever you are around the world. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to another London session. Dude, in what has been a really good week. Haven't traded much personally. I haven't been on charts much, but it's been really good when I have been on charts. And yeah, luck of the draw where I rocked up, turned the computer on, and there was an entry basically straight there to be had. To be honest, I didn't even get a chance to really mentions my group, but I'm sure a lot of them would have been looking at it had they been on the chart. So anyway, guys, welcome. I hope you're all doing well. We will, as always, have a look at both gold and GJ and any other pair as per your request. If you could, guys, hit the like button on YouTube and TikTok. You guys know the drill. Just smash the screen. Thank you for that sticker, by the way, Draco. And let's get cracking, guys. Let's have a look. First of all, let's start with the news. And today, a lot been tweeted from Mr. One and Donald Trump. So he's off. He's up and about. Well, he's been up and about. He's probably sleeping at the moment. Who knows? But always be aware of any breaking news, especially when Trump is in power. Anything could break at any point in time. But otherwise, for our session here today, we don't have any scheduled high impact news, so nothing really that should be of concern. Moving forward, there is some high impact news to come as per the norm for the US session with retail sales and core retail sales. So just be wary of that if you are to be trading into NY on Friday, this Friday. Personally, I don't even consider trading NY on a Friday. But anyway, guys, let's get down to the nitty gritty of things and have a look at gold first. And let's start at that weekly time frame. And we're once again hovering above the previous weekly candles high, so we're hovering into price discovery territory, and we're forming a very strong bullish candle. So based off the back of that, today moving forward, I was only interested in looking for buy options, and will be, if I'm looking for any further options, only interested in buys on gold here today. Trading in line with the trend, in line with the bias, in line with the overall direction on a Friday, in my opinion, is the best thing to do. So that's what I will be looking for if I am to look for any other trade. Looking at the daily time frame, obviously we're in a big uptrend here. Once again, that previous daily candle did, as I mentioned on stream yesterday, those of you who were on stream may remember when I mentioned off the back of that previous candle how it grabbed liquidity from this pause candle here to the left, only it's close up near its high. The probabilities were that the next candle, which was yesterday's candle, ended up closing a strong bullish candle, and exactly what it's done. And we've since broken high of that candle, and looks like we could be all ready to retest the all-time high yet again. Now, I will give the potential counter trend option if anyone is considering it, but for me, I won't be taking any counter trend entries. So what we're going to do is marking the current daily count as low. Reason being, since we have the high low to the previous candle, if we were to continue bullish, there is not much of a need for us to pull back down and break our own low. If we did, then what this could suggest is maybe we've grabbed some more liquidity from the upside around the all-time high territory, and we could perhaps pull back a little bit before we reapproach the highs yet again. So we'll see if there's any sort of catalyst, perhaps on the 30-minute time frame, on flipping the daily candle and breaking its own low, if there are to be any catalyst for any sort of counter trend entries. But for me, yeah, I'm not interested in anything counter trend today on gold. The 4 hour is also bullish, very bullish here on the 4 hour, and technically the way I look at structure, that won't flip until we close below 2850 sort of region here, 2852 53 sort of level. So we're very bullish on the 4 hour, just trickling up towards the high yet again, but it looks like we're picking up a bit of volume. My little runner has just been taken out of an early buy entry. I had some 25 pips on the table, secured majority by about 20 pips in. So I'm just going to mark in, we're about to close the 4 hour, so it is about to be confirmed as another support here on the 4 hour time frame. far as resistance, we've got the all-time high. We're going to mark something in on the 30 and the 15-minute time frames here. So we'll mark it on the 30 to begin. And as we can see, we're very close to that level just now. So there's not a great deal of margin back up towards the high. We can just adjust the zone to the downside. So this is the current daily candles low. Now, for there to be a catalyst to look for any counter weekly candle formation which is bullish counter trend entries, then what I really like to see in the next 5 minutes is this candle close above the current candle, close above this swing point here, and at that point we would have confirmed upon a closure below this, the current daily candles low, we would have confirmed a structure flip to give you an option to take a sell based off the 30-minute time frame. So the reason why I want the confirmation of this candle to close above that point there is to confirm the higher high. And what that does is flip, well, the way I determine structure, the last significant higher low from currently, which at this point here, to this level here. So therefore the structure would flip on a closure below that point, and that could provide some potential sell options. Whereas at the moment, we don't have a structure flip until at least this 29.14 sort of region, so well off any sort of structure flip on the minor time frame. Onto the 15 minutes. So based off what I'm seeing, my preference would be to look for pullbacks. Is there clean? Well, there are clean candles to the upside still, so even a little pause just here in the next 3 minutes and 45 seconds, guys. If this closed a weak bearish candle, what we have just done is tapped into the resistance here to the left, basically tapped into that bearish candle. If we were to close weak bearish, this would suggest to me it's just a little bit of a pause within the overall push and trend to the upside. And if we were to begin to break above the pause candles high with the clean traffic to the left, that could be an option to look for some further buys. So you've definitely got the margin by the looks of it. There's, yeah, some 30 plus pips. So it would all depend on the counter closure. So for me to determine whether it could be a valid or not entry, simply what I'd be doing is using a fib, marking in the high and low of the current candle, and I'd want the body of this candle to close above the 0.382. So I can just mark it in now. If it does so, that suggests to me it's just a little bit of a pause within price action. It's a weak bearish candle. The sellers were present, pushed the price back towards the previous resistance, only to bounce off it and close a weak bearish candle. So then, from my personal experience and my book of rules, what I know is a high probability of happening is that a new candle will likely just create a small lower wick, and if it begun to break above the weak bearish candles high, there's a high probability we could fill the range back up to this upside here and at 29.40 region and back towards the, we'll retest the all-time high yet again. So that is what I'd be looking for, like the most immediate potential options on gold. Otherwise, guys, very simple. All I'm doing is waiting for pullbacks, and it can form a higher low. It could form higher low at previous levels here to the left. Really anywhere above this 29.24 sort of region, 23. We were to pull back, form a support, and I could look for my options to take a buy upon the pullback and the right catalyst to do so. So that is my opinion of gold here today. based off that, we've got one time frame bullish so far, one bearish. Now onto the 4 hour. Structure here is technically bullish on the 4 hour. Technically bullish. We've just recently pulled back, create a lower high within the trend itself though. We're just going to mark in some levels here. We're approaching a support just now below it. We've got another level to the left. For the time being, I won't bother to mark in the level below it. Just focus on the most immediate levels. So the 4 hour, we know we're technically bullish, but again, we've rejected that really key level, strong key level to the left. We've formed support just below it. If we were to begin to break it, obviously it looks a lot clean below 190.80. There could be options at that point for some further sells. Now onto the 30, this could be the make or break as to what direction I'd prefer to be looking for, if there is a preferred direction today. And based off the 30-minute time frame, we are bearish, so therefore bias is neutral. We have a neutral bias on GJ here today. So based off the back of that, I'd be happy to look for entries in either direction as long as it happened at a predetermined level that I'd like to get involved in a trade, and as long as I got my right signal within price action to do so. So these are the levels now that we're trading within. I can mark in another level just here, and it is still on that 4 hour zone. So what we've just done recently, guys, is formed resistance back at a support. So it's not like we've not tapped into anything here. We've tapped into this support. We're consolidating just below it. We've formed resistance right at that point, just below it. So if we were to begin to pop above it, guys, what we can see, we've got some clean traffic to the left. So closures above 191.760 roughly. Wait for a price to pull back to retest the consolidation, the top of the resistance, and if we were to begin to pull away, in my opinion, that could be enough to look for some potential buys. Now the preference would be for GJ to pop down a little bit further, just to tap into the lows of the 4 hour zone, then begin to bounce off it and head back up towards that 191.670 for potential 760, sorry, for potential options. Let's quickly look at it once again, the 4 hour. So all right, we've recently formed support. We're now pulling back to potentially retest support. So again, the preference would be for it to pop down. However, I would still consider it so long as we get that closure above 191.770. As far as the sales, guys, it's going to be difficult to sell it from the current level. Reason being is you're running into some significant support on the 4 hour. Below that level there, you've got these wicks here to the left. So you got another area, a supply, a support zone, the order block, whatever you guys like to call it. I just call it support, where price could bounce off, potentially reverse. So I would not want to sell into that. So the preference for me for sells at the moment would be upon a pullback around that 192.10. If we did pull back to around that level, then I would contemplate my options for a potential sell. And that is pretty much it, the most immediate potential options on GJ moving forward here today. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if it presents. Speaking of presents, hope you guys got something for the missus. And show some love for the stream. That would be much appreciated. So, all right, guys. So, those who would be interested in selling gold, I like what I've just saw. What I can see right here, right now. We've created that high. So now we have flipped, as I mentioned before, the point where price would begin to flip the structure on the M30 from this level here at that 29.13, 14, 29.12 sort of region to the most recent support formed at 29.23 level. So now, if we were to close below this point, you actually have a bit of a catalyst to consider the sells, and it's, in my opinion, at least it's more probable because at least you got that 30-minute time frame on your side. So it's not just selling it because you think it's overbought. It can continue. I mean, often, you know, gold or any other real commodities, whatever I said, that's pumping, it will go well into overbought territory. There is nothing yet to suggest that it could pull back. So for me, the number one confirmation, well, the strongest confirmation right now seeing we don't have a strong daily bearish candle or anything like that, would be to wait for a 30-minute structure flip and try to correlate it perhaps with a 4-hour closing strong bearish. So that's my opinion of both gold and GJ, guys. Welcome. I hope you're all having a wonderful start to your day, or evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are around the world. YouTube beats, as always, good morning to you. Tony Gold, grand rising to you. Gold's making moves. Matthew, it is definitely making some big moves yet again, back up near the all-time high. Tony Gold, you're in. You got into it. You're in some gold buys, 29.2470. Nice one. So you're in from earlier. Yeah, I popped in on this candle, traded a little bit of an up wick, popped back down, went to get a coffee and thought nothing of it. I just thought it's still hovering and hasn't moved, and you know, more obviously broken out, then I will take it. But I don't like to rush into things. I just switched the computer on and it was there, it was bright, about to break, so I was ready. I had it lined up and off it went. Had pretty much no drawdown, like a pip or 2 pips max from being triggered in the spread, and that was it. How's the week been, guys? Hit the like button, Bartman, that would be much appreciated. Had a little bit of a surprise before when we come back from being out today. Had a bloody big huntsman on the SQ. So I'm a little bit of a shock, but they're pretty harmless, to be honest, huntsmans. But probably about that big. That's not over exaggerating. Still could pack a punch though. Definitely hurt a bite. Skirchmas, yes, happy Valentine's Day to all the men out there and all the ladies. There are any. YouTube guys, I've sent a poll question into the chat. What are your thoughts on gold? Do you believe that we will retrace the 2900 first or end up at 3000? I'm kind of leaning towards 2900. It's nothing technical, because technically I think it's more probable to head to 3000. But what I'm seeing is it's coming to the closure of the weekly as well, so it's likely to leave a bit of an upper wick. The news could give it the push though. That's one thing. The news could definitely give it a bit of a push and perhaps get it towards that 3000 mark. We're still a fair distance off it, so it's a little bit messy at the moment. Members, I shall sort you guys out as well. All right, what are we seeing here on gold? So in this sort of instance, this is where I can look to potential executions based on the interruption play, which pretty much had way back here, and it looks like it would have possibly just tagged you in. Just so when price is trending, I look for little pauses within price action. Had a few pauses here on a 5-minute. At the moment, there is nothing that I can really see just yet on gold, so we'll have to wait patiently for that. I'm liking GJ. I really would like for it to come back down, tap into this 4-hour zone, then bounce. Not expecting a great deal on stream today with being loved, eh? Wow, silver breaking out. So this thing moves and moves a lot harder than gold. It follows gold for the most part, but it's not as big of an asset class, so it tends to make bigger moves in both directions. So when it pulls back, it pulls back harder as well. Difference here, silver is nowhere near its all-time high. It's all-time high is around $50 US, and it's at $33 at the moment. Just needs to break 35, and then it's into some real clean. Oh, a little bit higher actually. $37, $38, and it's looking really good for upside. Carl, not a problem, mate. Not a problem, brother. Feel free to ask questions, guys. Feel free to ask me to look at any pair in particular. Try to keep it Forex related. Quickly do it around. So let's have a look at GU. Actually, it's looking pretty good for some options to buy. Let's quickly do the top down on it. So looking at weekly, very strong bullish candle based off that. Today, be more interested in looking for the buys, but we are at some resistance. So is there some sort of catalyst? At what point do we have some sort of catalyst to look for potential sells? Let's mark in once again the daily low as I did on the GJ. We do have a high low to the previous candle, and we are at a resistance. So if we were to break our own low, would signal a potential for a further pullback. But it may be a matter of whether or not we're flipping any structure at that level on at least the 30-minute time frame. Or how we can see it's also bullish. The majors have been in a bit of an upward push throughout this week. They've all been pumping, so I mean it's good for my Aussie. See, it's just been in an absolute shit fight to the downside for so long now. Be just a short-lived pump though, who knows. So that's the resistance. We're fast approaching on GU. We're pretty much at one just now, but above the current daily candle high, running into some more resistance here to the left. Support, we don't have yet that confirmation. That's way lower down. And just mark it in anyway. The most recent support, we've got this point here around at 124.70. Now onto the 30-minute time frame. All right, so what I'd be looking for on GU for any catalyst to sell it, similar to what I mentioned on gold before, how I want it to close above the last significant well, the highest point of the impulse to the upside. Now technically we've had a pullback just here, so the highest point of the initial impulse to the upside, and I would deem this to be the swing point, the highest point is 125.697, so around that 125.70. So if I'd like to see right now price close above it, because at that point there, what it's going to do is shift the last significant higher low to this 125 50. And at that point there, prices to close below in a 30-minute time frame, you've got a catalyst. You're rejecting a high time frame resistance, you flip the 30-minute structure at that level. Not only that, you've got the daily candle flipping, breaking its own low, which if it was to continue bullish, it really has no need to do so, seeing as that higher low, higher high to the previous already. So if it was to begin to break below, for me, that would signal potential for a further sell-off. So closures below, sorry, retest, continuation. For the sells, for the buys, let's see on a 30 if there's any clean levels. 30 looks all right. 30 looks actually pretty good, to be honest. So yeah, I'd consider the buys as well on continuation on GU for those that do trade it. Be marking this resistance in. I'd like to see a nice strong closure. Come from quite a far though. GU. It's 15 minutes on this candle left on this M30. I think it looks pretty good for the buys above current daily candles high. $80 region, and that what that will do is shift the last significant high low to this support just here. So that's the point where structural flip, but for the sake of it, just a little bit below it, you got some much cleaner traffic below 63.10 for any potential sell. Otherwise the buys look good on AU as well. Oh, GJ is moving just now. All right, no confirmation for me, unfortunately. I don't trust it on the 15, especially on a Friday. Especially coming from consolidation. I'd rather the stronger confirmation. On gold, yeah, I would definitely consider it. But on GJ, no, I'd rather wait. Only gold, damn me out of 104.50 TP. Should have made it longer. 104.50. You're talking about EU. Coulda, woulda. It's still a profit though, which is good. It's a nice one. Well done. Yeah, EU. But I suppose it's one of those ones where, you know, sometimes you only take half of your position off the table at 10, 15 pips or whatever, and then it comes back down a mile, and then you say to yourself, wow, I'm glad I got to break even and took some profit off the table. So that's where you got to sort of see it, you know, on the other side, where sometimes it's better to secure, or in my opinion it's always better to secure profits, leave a little bit on the table, I suppose. is definitely a mistake, but I found, yeah, so that's the thing. But through journaling, you get to accumulate data that might suggest how often your trades would go to a further TP or a full TP, and then you can start to trust keeping the trades on the table a bit longer. Where it gets me securing profits is the thing. Yeah, it used to get to me. It used to get to me, but again, once it just worked out to stick to the rules, that's when obviously a lot changed. There's a lot of time being greedy, you perhaps didn't take anything off the table, you're gonna hit a home run and it just pulls all the way back and you end up at break even. So again, that's why it's best to just have a solid plan and just stick to it. I'm sure you're fully aware of that. And guys, if you could, make sure to hit that like button. All right, GJ could still present. It's not taken off, but we may still get the confirmation that we're waiting for. Potential for it to close above this resistance here at 191.770. Have we tapped in a 5 minute? Not quite, but still liking it. Now stop potentially, I don't feel the 15 would be wide enough at the moment. So I'd probably just have to stop back below the zone, to be honest. It's not really a technical level, but the 30 minute looks like it's gonna be too wide of a stop loss. Tony God, appreciate your time also. Jenny's real 11. That's it, man. Appreciate you guys for, you know, following me and showing some love on the daily, supporting the stream. So journey definitely is real and requires a lot of hard work. A lot of people go for shortcuts, and look, I admit I did it when I first started, going up with, you know, with signals and things like that. Learned very quickly it's not the way to go about it. Matt Limpus, remember the name, how are you? Since I joined your lives, how's your training been? Really good, mate. Been really good. Been absolutely smashing it. Missed a few days here and there myself. I've had other commitments, but otherwise the training's been really good. It's been a really good start to the year. First week wasn't, but since then it's just been phenomenal. Yeah, hopefully you've also been doing well, and appreciate you for joining the stream. Have we tapped in? Not quite. We keep pulling back, but not quite tapped in. Still, it's okay. We're looking good, so long as we don't pump in the next 6.5 minutes. BGT, Jamad. Sorry, sir, where are you some days? Where am I? Been in and out a little bit. I was banned for a bit as well. But I actually won the appeal, which I the last 2 appeals I've won. Couldn't believe it. But I've had to wait for the appeal to be processed, so that took up pretty much a whole week last time. Matt, good to hear, bro. Trading getting better. Hopefully it'll pass with fun soon. Nice one. Wish you the best of luck with that, my friend. So this is our iron gold, pulling back. Not a problem at all. This is what I prefer to see, to be honest. Let it gather some more steam before it heads back up again. Pulling off a little bit, pull back, grab some more liquidity from the market. Now, it doesn't necessarily need to pull the way back to 29.24. It'd be fantastic if it did. Clean move down and then form support. And GJ, still considering some options on GJ. Just depends where his candle closes. Don't want it to keep pushing though, because then it just eats into the margin. So we'll keep an eye on GJ still. Thank you for the follows on TikTok. Not that many on stream today, but that's all good. There goes GJ. Wow. Off to the races. So area is correct. Just didn't get the right confirmation. Back to the goal. More importantly, guys, let me know, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? I think I made a young lady quite happy today. Saying yes in the background. Very seems. Oh, it's all love. You're sharing a love here on stream. Tight knit community, there's not many of us, so we gotta take care of each other. We gotta steal some from the other streamers. That's it. That's what we gotta do. I'll eventually find it. They'll eventually appreciate what I do. Eventually. No baby oil? No, not at all, mate. P. Diddy's got all that, hasn't he? No baby oil. Hopefully it's happy endings though on stream, but different story. I'm talking about trading, guys. Keep your mind on the straight and narrow. Well, there has been for myself, to be honest already. I've gold, paying some bills. I came to the office today, right? Got to pay for that. Bit of Valentine's Day gift. Gold presented straight away. That's all right. Happens. All right, let's suss out a few other pairs again. What's going on? GU. So it looks like I still want the closure above, but looking pretty good. Could give the option. EU looking better in my opinion, because EU is a bit cleaner to the left. Now what I really want to see on EU is, this is perfect if it is close above on the 30. You've got the closure on the 5-minute pump, you got a retest. So if this candle in the next 1 minute and 45 seconds was to close above the blue, top of the blue zone here, what I want to see is a little bit below within the new candle. And then I personally, if I was trading EU, which I'm not, I'd just set it up, be looking for a sell, buy stop, sorry, above the high. I don't trade EU though. Are you pulling back a little bit? So that to me doesn't look like it's quite ready to continue with the breakout. Doesn't mean it can't, but wouldn't have my confirmation. PJ making the same move as GJ as it often does, and GCAD an absolute mess. Wow, NAS flying. Is it at all-time highs yet again? Almost. Wait till this bubble bursts, and again, it doesn't have to, and no one knows when it will burst, but eventually all good things are going to come to an end. Who knows when though? Especially if QE is reintroduced into the States. If that's the case, then off she goes. And that's just going to continue to fly if that's to be the case. And once again, it just goes to show how I've mentioned it quite a few times of late when people always say bring up the Dixie when you're trying to trade gold, look at it's going down or going up. It's irrelevant at the moment because they're both moving in the same direction for the most part. Yes, it's going down a bit now, the Dixie, because there's been sell-off in the US dollar. But for the most part, they've both been trending very bullish. And you look at a higher time frame, still in, you know, a pretty strong uptrend. It's technically flipped the buy the structure on the daily, but I mean for the most part, look at that, and now look at gold. So this is DXY. Now look at gold. So they've both generally been in big move to the upside. So people would say, you know, I Dixie's going down, gold must be going up. It's not always the case. If you're so convinced, then just look at the one chart and trade that pair. That's my opinion of it anyway. Kaze Khan, 26 buy zone. What's our goal? We've got 30 minutes until London Open. We're bouncing at this previous resistance. Alright, so what sort of catalyst would I need to see just now? Well, at the moment, and look at that, see how often it's done this of late, where it shifts, you don't actually see the candle pop up, but it creates an upper wick. So much volume about it, like, what I'd be looking for just now is the bullish engulfing 30. That would be the preference, because then you've wiped out the sellers, you've retested this resistance. There's a high probability we're going to retest the high of the current daily candle, and then with the volume, momentum, structure, bias, all that good stuff, there's a good chance we're coming back up to the all-time high yet again. The early option would be the 15-minute engulfing, but I would prefer to wait for the 30, especially coming into London Open. To be so, we selling? No, I'm definitely not interested in selling gold. Alright, so GJ is no longer valid because there is no margin. There is nothing for me on GJ as well. EU didn't quite close above. Let's quickly look at EU. Oh, jeez. Close below it. Not ideal. I'd be waiting for a very strong closure on the 15, preferably engulfing, or if nothing else, very close to the high, or considering any EU buyers if it were me. Rose Khan, Aurora will grow, could grow. I have no idea. One and all though for joining. And all the new followers, YouTube, you guys, the same guys as always, so sure you're all subscribed already, so there's no need to ask you to do so. Sure, one day we'll meet, so some of us will meet up at some point. Oh, interesting. There's the pause. GJ's pulled back to tap inside that candle. That's on a 5-minute. So it's a low probability entry, but it's still a valid entry, especially on gold. But it's not really on GJ. I've actually got it in my plan. On gold, I'm willing to take it for really trending, but not on GJ. GJ, I wait for the 15 minimum for that pause play. I'll still be sticking to the same plan on EU if I was considering trading it, and I prefer for it to for this count to flip and close back strong bullish up near the high. Doesn't look like it's doing it, so this goes to show why, you know, I stick by my rules, because this didn't quite close above. So for me, it's not a valid buy option until it did. If it did and it didn't, so now I'll be patiently waiting for a potential pullback. Personally, the way I traded on a Friday, I'd be a little bit reluctant to sell it, seeing it's in a massive move to the upside throughout the week. But if you were to sell it, you want to see if you're at a level to do so, and if it starts to pop back down below the potential support it's forming, which is back below this resistance, then for me it's just a matter of looking what sort of catalyst you may have. This rate you're not flipping any structure because we've not yet confirmed the high in the M30, but still by far, in my opinion, the best entry point for any sells at this rate. It's just a matter of being patient, so I wouldn't look for the initial closure below. If this comes from the high, I'll doubt it a little bit. I'd rather it to approach the support, maybe pull back, create a lower high, and then once again on a second attempt as it begins to close below. For me at that point, that would probably give me enough of a confirmation to sell it. And also if you can tie it in with a 4-hour closing bearish yet again, so if this closed bullish followed by another bearish candle closing below to support, even better. Just trading in line with probability, it means you're going to miss a lot of moves as well, but it means you're going to spare yourself taking some inerrant impulsive entries based on emotion, and that's what works for me. Franco, morning to you, mate. Good morning, mate. And as mentioned before, on gold, for there to be another entry for me today, I'd want to see the 30-minute engulfing candle. Very simple rule to follow. Alright, GJ has now pulled back to retest the previous resistance, the area consolidation it broke out of. Becoming a little bit tricky at the moment. A lot of volume, but not really giving me the right confirmations to enter. Now, I do see one potential counter trend option, but I'm definitely not going to take it. I'm not interested in counter trend trading on the Friday. That would be if this candle closed weak bullish, creating that minor support. If we were to continue bullish, there would not much of a need for us to break the support created on the higher low. And if we did, there's a good chance we could come down a little bit further. So it would be based off that, but I'm definitely not interested in taking it myself. Because for me, I'd rather just wait for it to pull back for some more high probability, in my opinion, high probability buy options. Emmanuel, what I think about gold, still buying? Yep, for me, I'd much rather look for the buys in gold. I've already had one attempt and secured 75% of profit by 20 pips. Secured partials at 14 was the first 50%. And another 50% of that, remaining 50%, so another 25% at 20 pips, and then the rest was taken out at break even. So I'm looking for pullbacks to buy right now, or the engulfing 30-minute, and it still could happen. There's still 15 minutes left, so if it closed bullish engulfing to that bearish candle, that could be enough of a catalyst and a reason for me to take another buy option. Personally, I'm not interested in selling it today. That's plain and simple, playing with this my strengths, and on a Friday I trade it in line with the strength of the weekly candle, unless I've got some sort of catalyst, which I don't have at all. The 30-minute time frame is bullish, so that would be the catalyst if that flipped bearish, and that doesn't look like it's going to flip bearish anytime soon. So I'd rather just play it in line with the strength of the current weekly candle. Now the 30 will flip bearish below this support here, so I wouldn't be on the charts for it either way today. That was to eventuate. Light speed effects. It is, but you are late to the party. Been holding positions from all good. I'm a scalper, mate, so I've already taken multiple entries this week on gold, and they've all been, well, one of them was a break-even one, but the others have been winning trades. So I've been buying this, selling this, whatever, all the way up, mainly buying with the bias and structure and the trend. It's been very, very rewarding gold, to be honest. Light speed, no promoting any other streamer on this channel, on this stream. Manual, no. No, I'm gonna be very careful what I say because I'll get it banned as well. So you guys are intelligent enough to find things, I'm sure. I can't say anything because I'll get banned. Appreciate all the followers. TikTok, thank you. So 12 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. I want to see this candle close engulfing, and then I put up another confirmation for another scalp. So I've chosen the 30-minute time frame for this one. I can choose the 15, and I can also look at the 5 at times, but what I want to see is the 30-minute confirmation. And within it, what we're going to have is the 5-minute closing above the minor resistance here as well, where I've got this horizontal. But there is the chance that it could just go in the next 12 minutes and make the move, and I'm not in it. If that's the case, perhaps there's one last option on the interruption entry, so the limit order buy at London Open. I'll need to wait and just see how things play out in the next just under 12 minutes. Narcissist. Right now, nothing. At the moment, nothing. Looking for buys, but just patiently waiting. Alright, it's pushing back up towards the daily high. That's fine. A few options I can look towards. So I think we are moving with a lot of volume, but I would want at least a 10 pip closure above for a limit order be valid, at least. And also session open, so it's going to be likely a little bit more volume about. I'd really like for it to close even higher, to be honest, probably around that 15 pips above for the limit order to be valid. You've got to be careful with the limit order because of the high time of volume, and it is moving with lots of volume. It's in a big uptrend, so I'd probably, yeah, I reckon I want at least about 12-13 pips above. That's about right there. It's about what, 15, 14. Let me just measure it. Yeah, so it's about, I'd go around 14 pips above. My usual rule is 8 to 10 on gold. And the other option would be the closure above, engulfing, and then just wait for a low wick to form at London Open, and then potential buys upon continuation above. What would be the highest point of the current candle? With Tharivana, what time frame you use for your entries? Generally the 15 on gold, M30, and the 5 minute as well. On GJ, I stick to more so to 30 and also have a look at the 15. Very similar. Actually, GU might be now a little bit ahead of it. So if this closed engulfing on the 15, it's going to close the 30 back above. You've had a minor pause prior to it, so it's not like it's just come from the lows without triggering in sellers. And that could be a decent option at London Open for some buys on GU. Yeah, wait and see.
Patient.
That's it. Patience pays. Jenny, we hold on to the buy. Assuming you're in gold buys. Look, you should have a plan as to how you want to manage it. For me, I'd just be now moving my stop loss into profit. If you are in a buy and you're currently in profit, I have my ways about, ways going about things. When I'm in a profit and a drawdown as well, so you need to have a plan for both. But yeah, it just depends where you got in, I suppose. Saki shot, buy or sell. At the moment, I'm scoping buyers, but not in anything just yet. Time frame. This particular entry would be based on a 30. But again, I can go down to the 15 and 5. But what I want to see, the catalyst for me in this circumstance, this instance, this scenario is for the 30 minutes close bullish engulfing to that bearish candle. And that will provide me my signal within price action to look for a potential buy either above the catalyst candle's high, or if it closes strong enough above that bearish candle, strong enough engulfing, I could look for a potential limit order. The issue of the limit order at session open with the volume, it could pull back and continue pulling back. So you get triggered in. We get triggered in anticipation that price is going to bounce. So the limit order is set, for instance, it would be set the high of that bearish candle. You're taking anticipation, the candle's closed really strong bullish. It's going to likely create a low wick. There's a good chance it taps into that previous candle's high, the bearish candle, falls candle's high. grab some more liquidity before it potentially flips and makes the move to the upside. So yeah, it's a little bit riskier because you're taking it as the candle is printing in the opposite direction to where you're trading it. So in this case, it's printing bearish, but you're buying it. The safer entry, especially at session open, is just this type of thing: bullish engulfing, low wick, and then you're entering. It begins to break above that catalyst candle's high. It's a very simple thing to wait for. It's a very simple rule to follow. And what it does is just paints the picture black or white. It takes out the FOMO, the emotions, it takes out the, if you're a bit uncertain whether you should enter or not. For me, the highest probability at this point to take any buy would be simply waiting for this candle to give me that signal close, at least engulfing. And if it does, I know it's a good chance to be a nice trade. If it doesn't, I just need to sit tight. Very simple. No emotions, no FOMO, no nothing. I know it's not my trade if that's the case. And that's how we should trade it as traders. We don't want to be sitting in a trade all nervous and anxious and, jumping about. You want to do your homework, have, a solid set of data to back up your entries, which is what I do have. And based on that, whether or not it's a valid entry or not. Right now it's pulling back. Not concerned because I'm not in any impulse buys at the moment. I took my early option and profited from it from a really good signal, and it's just a matter of waiting for another signal to present. Emmanuel, for our time frame is bullish, but we'll close soon and go bearish. Let me look at the 4 hour. Just depends on which broker you're looking at. I'm assuming you're probably looking at a wonder. Is it really bullish? Bearish, sorry. 3 hours left. Could flip bearish, but to me, again, unless you've got that 30-minute catalyst. So this rate, the 30-minute catalyst won't come until these lows. That's the swing point. So unless we got price closing, it's the same on this chart as I'm using for the stream. So until we have that, I will not trust any sell. Again, it's just a matter of sticking to what we are currently rejecting. If anyone is interested in any counter trend entries, you could have a valid option. Surely you could even be in one based off a liquidity sweep. Broke the high of the previous candle, is now breaking a low. Good chance for it to continue down. But if you are considering any sells, wait for this candle to close up a wick and then it begins to break this candle's low. Definitely not for me. Not considering the counter trend entry at all today. But so what I'm personally going to be waiting for is to see where this candle pulls back to, or where this current minor pullback pulls back to. As long as it remains above 29.23, I would prefer to look for options to buy it. Now, it could pull up higher. Doesn't necessarily need to come all the way back down again. I'm just looking for my price action catalyst, and those of you who watch the stream regularly or follow me would know what some of those catalysts are. Otherwise, still could look for continuation options, but seeing we are forming another bearish candle, got a bit of my resistance here on a 15 as well now, and obviously on a 5. So what I probably need to see next for the buys is still a similar scenario, still a nice strong closure above resistance we've just formed on the 30, so above that 29, 34, 50, and that may validate some options to buy moving forward. So that's what I'm personally would be looking at, but there is no rush. It's a matter of just patiently waiting, and if it presents, fantastic. If not, so be it. Not fast. I've already had a really good week, so no need to force things on a Friday. All right, so we got session open and gold is closing bearish. Quickly looking at 15. Not the best close. Up and down with no upper wick. So if anyone is looking for counter trend sells, I would definitely not take it without the upper wick. Pull back, create the upper wick, and then I'd consider it, but again, not for me. GJ.
Yeah,
Go on, mate.
Sorry. So there's no entry for me on GU and EU right now.
Yep, both pulling back. Yep, fair enough. And there's gold. So again, what I mentioned yesterday, guys, how often do you see candles have wicks in both directions? So that is why I don't take entries without that confirmation prior to an entry. So if I'm looking for a sell, I will not enter a sell unless I've got an upper wick prior to it. And quite often what we see is price will pop straight down and you're thinking, all right, I'm going to take it if it breaks the low, and you've set a sell stop prior to it even creating up a wick. And I'm sitting back thinking, well, there is a really high probability, probably about 90% chance, that price is going to pull back to create the upper wick. You're going to be stuck in a fair bit of drawdown if you are already in the sell. But I'd be patiently just waiting for it to come back down, knowing that if it does pull back to create the upper wick, it's likely grabbed a little bit more liquidity. And if it begun to break its own low again, there's a higher probability that point there will eventually make the move back down. And it's a price action pattern / scenario that is an absolute favorite of mine. I love when that type of thing happens. Absolutely love it. Elevate. And again, doesn't mean it wins every single time, but mark my word, there's a high probability you would be on the right end of things. But again, personally not interested in selling gold today. Good to be fluid in the markets and, you know, adapt your options. If you're looking for a sell and there's a potential buy option, fantastic. But as per my rules on a Friday, I trade in line with the trend, in line with the direction of the weekly, unless I have a catalyst, and that's a 30-minute structure being bearish. I don't even have that on gold. So today I'm fixated on the buys. Yeah, gold's a little bit difficult right now. This week makes it tricky. Essentially, it's just now in a bit of consolidation. So again, the confirmation for me is the closure above that resistance on the 30 here. See, waiting for liquidity at sell side. I'm waiting for my right confirmation to look to buy it, and right now I don't have it. So but yeah, if it did pull back, grab some more liquidity, that's even better. So we're currently at a previous level here to the left, and we're trying to form support above it. So it's still, if we were to get the closure I want to see, it still would trust it. GJ's breaking the high of that weak pause candle. There is absolutely no margin though to buy it, in my opinion. Yeah, not a great deal going on at the moment. It's pretty slow. Markets have died off a little bit. Thank you once again to all the new followers on TikTok. Appreciate it. GJ is a different story here today. GJ, the bias is technically neutral the way I see it. Meaning I can really look for either option as long as it presented. So for me, be basically waiting to see how price reacts to 192.10. And if it closes above it, there could be options to buy it. If it closes back below it and I get the right confirmation, it could be options to sell it. So GJ is a little bit of a different story here.
It's coming back up, so it's crying for FOMO.
Yeah,
shouting for FOMO. I will wait for sure next M50 candle.
yeah, I think it's a better option.
Closed above.
Yep.
Maybe it could be an entry.
Patient and look for the options to buy it. You've got a really strong weekly candle forming, so I'd just be looking for pullbacks within it and look for options to buy it. But I would consider selling it if I was to be on the chart in my session, so long as we flip the structure bearish on a 30. Is there a reason as to why we might be rejecting this level? Let's have a look at it. So it is a 4-hour resistance. There you go. Previous level here to the left. So what I would want to see to sell it is a confirmation of 30-minute structure flipping bearish at the 4-hour resistance, and there you go. That's a higher probability sell option. Otherwise, I should be looking for buys to be back at this 22.045 roughly, 0.40, or even lower down. Even if it does flip the 30-minute structure bearish, I'd still be looking to buy it because it's such a strong uptrend throughout the week that could just pull back within his candle, form support, and head back up. Free ride. I think we just create a high line going up. I believe that could be the case as well. Look at it now, breaking. Issue here on gold. So the buys can be valid, but the stop loss is huge. It's gonna be a big stop loss based off the 15. There's still 3 minutes left, so it could pop up higher. Currently, you're looking about a 46 pip stop once you count the spread. What I would prefer to do is wait for the new count to create a low wick and let it create a decent low wick, probably a minimum of 10 pips, and maybe just use that. It's still a very, very small stop loss, not one I'd prefer to have, and it's the most risky stop loss to have based off the entry counter. Makes it most difficult to manage, but for the time being, now it's stretched out even further. I would not feel comfortable with 50 pip stop loss based off the 15-minute time frame, targeting 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 pips or whatever it is. It just, there's no point take that entry for me. So it all be determined on whether or not I get a decent enough low wick on the new candle. What's the overall trend, GJ, at the moment? With Rivana, it's neutral at the moment. I've got it as neutral. I've got 2 time frames to the upside. So I've got weekly candle to the upside. The 4-hour structure I think was bullish. Yep. And the 30-minute and the daily are technically bearish. Look at this. Starts to pump. Anyway, focused on gold. Annual gold is crazy. It is at the moment. It's just in a massive uptrend, so really risky selling it. Albert, CO name. I think you mean coin name. It's not. It's gold. XAUUSD spot gold. So what's the highest point of the current candle? IC markets 51, 29, 35, 51. So I'll be looking at 2 pips above that. And it'll all come down to what sort of low wick I get, because that will be the stop loss. Me, I'd just be taking a small risk entry. I've already had some profits today and it's pushing a little bit further, so the entry is being a little bit higher now. Oh wow, look at that. Last few seconds. This is going to be really quick. It's going to be difficult to get involved. And it has no upper wick, no entry. And very simple. No entry, no upper wick, no entry. Yeah, it's a very simple rule of mine I have. I need wicks in both directions to trust it. This may run out of steam just now. A lot of time, and it doesn't always happen, but a lot of time when you see candles like this, look what happened here as well. Often what follows is a pretty strong rejection. And it doesn't always have to happen though, but that's often what follows. Now on the flip side, seeing we've popped straight up at the open of the new candle, Now pop down to create a low wick. So that is kind of like the residual liquidity from that previous candle, the high of it that we first created, and now seeing it's breaking again as a high probability will make the move just now. But it's just me following a very simple rule, protecting myself. So based off that, I don't have a valid entry. No FOMO, no nothing. I just, it is what it is. Like a video game. Proton, XRP going to go down. Don't really look at the cryptos much. XRP is a fair one though to look at, I suppose. One of the highest market cap coins. Doesn't look like it's going down to me, to be honest. This is in a solid uptrend. It's bullish on a daily structure as well. You've got counter probabilities to the upside as well. 4 hour is bearish structure wise. You've broken out of a consolidation. You've got some resistance to the left, so 4 hours in a bit of a tricky level. The M30 appears to be bullish. Yeah, to me it looks good to continue to the upside, to be honest. Targets, I mean, I'm not a swing trader, but just go up the time frames. I'd be targeting an all-time high if it's based on the daily. Stop loss back below this liquidity wick to the downside. But again, I don't swing trade, nor do I trade cryptos, to be honest. Been meaning to, I just never get enough time to give it a proper crack. Proton all good. Salon, can you do gold please? Yeah, so gold, I'm only considering buying it today. It's looking at the 15-minute potential entry on the current candle, but that candle, previous one, which was a catalyst, but it left no upper wick. So a lot of the time what follows is something like what followed over here to the left. So based off that, I'm not interested in taking it on that candle, back of the previous candle. What could next present is the limit order. Now let's just make sure we're not at a fire resistance. No, I'm pretty comfortable about that. It's a bullish candle wick, and within it, it's clean traffic on in 30. So what I don't want to happen just now is it can't tap into target. If it taps into this gray zone, it's tapped into target, there is no entry. But what I want it to do is, again, let's measure it. A lot of volume right now. I want it to close above that point there. 29.35, 97. Just 95. Oh, actually, no, it has to close higher. Sorry, because that's the resistance. So let's measure it again. Around 14 pips. What's the high of this candle? That's easy way to go about it. To be looking at, I'd want it to close about 29.36, 60 roughly. For it to be, well, that's the exact spot. For that to be a valid limit order. Now the conditions are, as I mentioned before, it cannot tap into this gray zone prior to it. So the moment it's looking pretty good. It's closing, well, it's still got 10 minutes left, but it's well above this horizontal where I want it to close above. Just can't tap into target. But well done if anyone is into gold at the moment. Fantastic. Bill, welcome back. Thank you. Welcome back to you. Piano. German 30. German 40 is pretty much the same thing, isn't it? Very bullish by the looks of it. So again, basing off the weekly, I'd be more interested in buying it. You got a really strong bullish candle forming on the weekly time frame. Daily structure is definitely in a big uptrend. Again, based off that, I don't see any candles to sell at the moment. Looks like it's at all-time highs as well.
That's it. This is not the German 40.
Oh no, German 30. Yeah. This the question was German 30.
Okay, sorry.
No, all good, mate.
Sorry.
All good. Wow, so there's no traffic to the left. We're at all-time highs by the looks of it. Wow, it's also very bullish. Still, there is nothing at all to suggest that we're ready to pull back. So based off this, I prefer to buy it. If I was to sell it, I need a catalyst. The catalyst may present below this level just here. Closure below 667.87 will confirm the 30-minute structure flipping bearish. I'd wait for that confirmation, retest, you got clean trap to left. In my opinion, it's a much more high probability sell by below that point there. Otherwise, if it bounces off this level and gives me the right price action signal, I'd be looking to buy it from that level and further buys above the high upon continuation as well. That's my take on German 30. 15-minute looks good as well, so you could trade off the 15 if you wanted. Let's see our gold. 7 minutes remaining. Last line, time frame is, again, this particular catalyst will be based on the 30 yet again. Yeah, I mean, all good, mate, all good. Manual GU. Ooh. I mean, if you want to buy, it probably needs to be in already, to be honest. Franco, did you find a way in, or are you waiting?
No, because this was too strong for me. So I was looking maybe coming down after
very well,
closing to the yeah, maybe at least to this upper wick of this bullish candle, correct?
Yeah.
I would then take this one as continuation.
I mean, yeah.
But it was not it.
The other option is the limit order could present shortly in 6 minutes. Looks like it could be closing strongly above, so that could be an option as well.
So when you look on the EU was the better entry, but I was looking for GU. When you look on the M50,
yeah, just 10 those long week though.
It was not that strong at the end, and it closed at the resistance, and then it pushed up. Yeah, maybe the better entry.
Yeah, dude, looking good. Wow, gold. All right, so I want to pull back. Phil, all good, mate. All good. Hope you're been going well too. All right, TikTok. Out of risk of being banned, I'm gonna have to call it because, again, I don't want to lose the account. But again, what I'm looking at is that limit order option. So again, it has to close above this horizontal. You might want to take a screenshot of it and just zoom in on your chart. It's a way of determining whether you got the right confirmation. Yeah, continuing the stream on YouTube. So I appreciate you all for joining TikTok. Thank you, and I will see you guys on Monday. Cheers, guys. Take care, TikTok. I'll catch you then. YouTube, still on for a bit. Bye, TikTok. Cheers. All right. The big issue once again is stop loss. It's going to be a big stop loss. You're looking at 44 pips roughly, which is really not great. But yeah, I might just take a really small entry, play with a little bit of profit, not even much, just a tiny bit of profit from my earlier trade, and see. So the preference is for it really to close above this resistance. Yeah, I'm really not liking this pullback. All right, we'll close pretty much at the original where I wanted it to originally close. So as long as this doesn't flip and create much of an upper wick, I might set the small entry at the high of this bearish candle. I'm just, again, it's just small, a really small entry. It's a wide stop loss. I'll probably just get to break even, not even manage it, I suppose. Up to you guys how you manage it. I've currently got stop loss on my actual terminal at 2930.73. Oh man, these YouTube bloody music audio issues up. Can't play this playlist anymore. All right. No, I've just been triggered in. $77. No, sorry. Yeah, 29.34.77. Where's that right? I got triggered in way down. I mean, that's all right. I got slipped on my entry, but I mean, if you got triggered in at your right entry point, you're in probably now in profit. Anyway, get to break even. There's 11 pips pretty quickly. There we go. Nice way to end the stream and the week. 29.34.77 is where I got triggered in. So I'm safely at break even. I did end up closing half. And I'm out. It's very simple. Quick, simple, done. Hope you guys may have managed to grab something. Again, big stop loss, so I wouldn't expect most of you to jump in. But anyway, good way to end the week, end the stream. A quick little win on gold. So 2-0 for me today and ends a cracking week yet again. Been a really good week. Anyone take it at all? I don't think any of you probably did, but all good. A very quick one. Alrighty guys, well, back of that, I'm going to move. Have dinner, enjoy a little bit of time with the missus on Valentine's Day. Quick time mode, look at it now. So up rail, pulls back to take my stop loss out, my runner. Still got TP1, so that's 2-0 for today. Great way to end a flawless week yet again, been killing it. So yeah, hope you guys have had a good one as well. Don't forget, high impact news to come. Going to be big day ahead for the US dollar. Obviously that will affect gold and majors, so be wary trading that. Appreciate you one and all once again for the support. I know it's a tight-knit group, we don't have that much of a following at the moment, but we're still working on that. We'll get there. And yeah, it was a good way to spend Valentine's Day, so I better go and have some dinner with the missus, otherwise we'll end up in the bad book. So enjoy the day, guys. Take care, have a good weekend, and I will be back on Monday. Trade safe, guys.
Thank you, man.
Catch you Monday. See you, mate.
Thank you. Enjoy your day. Yeah, bye.
Cheers, you too. See you guys. Bye.
Thanks.